welcome to my silly first video. We're in December now. It is December the 11th on the day of filming, and the frost outside is stunning, to say the least. It's interesting because usually I hate winter time, and school at winter was always horrible. School at winter, school during winter. But I feel like I'm finally in a place where I can enjoy winter because I'm on my gap year. And the frost is so pretty, and every morning when I have to leave for work, you know, the sun hasn't risen yet and it's cold but clear skies somehow. And it is like my favourite thing in the minute. And I'm so happy that I can find joy in such a depressing season. And I still think about this post I saw every single day that talks about how every time you feel awful about the fact that it's winter and seasonal depression and everything, remember that this season isn't for you, it's for the animals and they're hibernating and everything. And I'm like, yeah, that makes it so much better. I find that adorable. I don't know. Anyway, today I'm filming my winter TBR for the rest of December and for January and for February. I have really bad enunciation skills, is something I've been realising. I've got a podcast with my friend, and every episode I'm like, Jesus Christ, I cannot talk. But it's fine, we'll deal with it. Anyway, this is very subjective. I'm not subjective in the sense that my taste is odd. Subjective in the sense that I am the biggest read mooder. I don't think I said that correctly. Mood reader. I can't even remember. Anyway. I'm the biggest mood reader ever. Some say that's neurodivergency. I say, yeah, probably. Anyway, point is, this is very subject to change. Who knows? I'm going to present you with a list of books that I theoretically want to read, and then you're going to watch me read none of them. So you can enjoy that. But we're going to start off with the book I'm reading at the minute that I'm still so determined to finish, and it annoys me that I haven't finished it yet. But it doesn't annoy me that much because we have stopped berating ourselves, okay? That's our big achievement from 2022. The rest of the year has been the most horrifically awful thing ever, but at least I've stopped hating my guts. Depression has nothing on me, actually. Anyway, point is, I really like to utilise my time on the bus to read, and it does upset me a little bit when I don't, but it's fine. Don't even worry about it. Because sometimes I do, and when I do find I'm able to, I love it, and I feel so pretentious and better than everyone. So, the first book, the book I'm reading at the minute, is The Razor's Edge by W. Somerset Maugham, who is slowly becoming one of my favourite authors. I read A Moon and Sixpence by him last year, which I randomly stumbled across in the charity shop, and it was a big main character moment. Because who stumbles across books in charity shops that they've never heard of, picks them up, and they end up being their favourite book. Yeah, okay, great, thank you, my life, for falling into place for once. Anyway, I adored that, and then I saw on BookTube several different people talking about this, and I was like, okay, perfect. Well, I know that I already like the author's writing, so I'm going to read it, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. How far am I? This far from the end. I've literally got this in the bag. You know what? I'm going to finish it today. I won't, but I will, you know? You literally don't. Anyway, I'm going to read all the blurbs for the books, because I don't know what else to do, because, I know how much I've enjoyed this so far, but all the other ones, I don't know anything about, so, blurbs it is. Blurbs are from Goodreads, because, where else? So, this book, I don't know. Larry Durrell is a young American in search of the absolute. The progress of this spiritual odyssey involves him with some of Maugham's most brilliant characters, his fiancée Isabel, whose choice between love and wealth have lifelong repercussions, and Elliot Templeton, her uncle, a classic expatriate American snob. The most ambitious of Maugham's novels, this is one in which Maugham himself plays a considerate part as he wanders in and out of the story to observe his characters struggling with their fates. That, my friends, is genius. So it's like a semi-autobiography in a way, but also not at all, because it's not about him or his life, but he is the narrator, and he is the one that like talks to all the characters and finds out the stuff about them, and I just think that's so cool. Like, he opens it with, by the way, this is as close to truth as I can get, but that's also impossible. I've never begun a novel with more misgiving. If I call it a novel, it's only because I don't know what else to call it. I have a little story to tell, and I end neither with death nor a marriage. Death ends all things, and so is the comprehensive conclusion of a story, but marriage finishes it very properly too, and the sophisticated are ill-advised to sneer at what is by convention termed a happy ending. I don't know, it's just, I'm adoring it, and there's another reason why I like get a little bit upset about the fact that I don't read as often as I'd like, especially when I love books. Just checking that my audio still yeah, especially when I love books, but like, it's okay, you know, I've overcome my reading goal this year, thank you very much, pat on the back. So clearly I am reading enough, reading as much as I hoped I would, but I don't know, I just, like, I have the urge to be reading 24/7 and then I just don't, and it upsets me, but it's fine. How many times am I going to say stuff upsets me in this video? I don't know. I do not upset myself. I'm an amazing, lovely, delightful human, actually. Also, I hope you know I couldn't read any of that because I'm blind, so the glasses will be coming on, unfortunately. No one's as heartbroken as I am. Okay, the next book that I desperately want to read, like, I'm loving The Razor's Edge, but I'm so excited to finish it because the second I finish it, it means I can pick this up, and that is Perfume by Patrick Süskind, which is allegedly an acclaimed bestseller and international sensation. Patrick Süskind's classic novel provokes a terrifying examination of what happens when one man's indulgence in his greatest passion, his sense of smell, leads to murder. Slay. I love books where the narrator is legitimately psychotic. What a fun reading journey that is for everyone. They've been my favourite kinds of books this year, as you'll see in hopefully a later video when I tell you everything I've read so far. I just love people being insane. It makes me feel better about myself. That's not why I read them, but like, it's a perk. Anyway, in the slums of 18th century France, the infant Jean-Baptiste Grenouille is born with one sublime gift, an absolute sense of smell. As a boy, he lives to decipher the odours of Paris, and apprentices himself to a prominent perfumer who teaches him the ancient art of mixing precious oils and herbs. But Grenouille's genius is such that he is not satisfied to stop there, and he becomes obsessed with capturing the smells of objects such as brass doorknobs and fresh cut wood. Then one day, he catches the hint of a scent that will drive him on an ever more terrifying quest to create the ultimate perfume. The scent of a beautiful young virgin. Delightful. Told with dazzling narrative brilliance, Perfume is a hauntingly powerful tale of murder and sensual depravity. Insane. It's giving the like weirdness of that book that like everyone hated, but I'm still so determined to read. It's over there, and I was nearly going to put it on this list, but I don't know, it wasn't feeling the right vibe, but it also is. You know, the Diary of an Oxygen Thief by Anonymous. Crazy Insane Men being horrible is bad, but also I want to read it. Crazy Insane Women being horrible, delightful. and I'm still going to read it. I'm going to read books by insane people till the day I die. It's my new favourite thing. I used to be obsessed with fantasy. I was a fantasy whore, if you will. And that's what kind of predominantly got me into reading. But insane people? There's nothing more fantastical than that, actually. Yeah, I said it, and I'll say it again. Okay, next books, I should say, both by the same author. You can tell how neurotic I am because I insisted on getting them in the same edition. Like, I found this one in a charity shop, and then I insisted on ordering this online as the same version for my birthday. And they're both, like, about to fall apart. But that's okay. It just means that I won't be able to read them outside of my own home, which will be a feat in itself, and I'll feel proud of myself if I can achieve that, because, like I said earlier, usually my main location of reading is on the bus, and if I can't take them outside, then I'm going to have to find the willpower to read at home, which I will be able to do. That is literally the entire point of my gap year, is to find my willpower. Similarly, the book I've got down by my feet is Madame Bovary. It's also about to fall apart, so I can only read that at home now. I mean, I literally could take them outside, I don't want them to literally fall apart, which I think is fair enough. Anyway, these are both by Evelyn Waugh. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I thought this was a woman, and I was so excited to read, like, classical novels by a woman. It's not. It's a man. But it's fine, because I still really want to read these, and I believe they're perfect for winter. Foul-Bodied, from what I've heard, is Great Gatsby vibes. Brideshead Revisited, from what I've heard, is The Secret History vibes. So what could go wrong? The blurbs, however. Let me read to you. Okay. First up, Brideshead Revisited, which apparently literally inspired The Secret History as well. It's not just similar. Donna's heart, apparently. Oh, god damn it. Okay, never mind. The Secret History is also going to be on this list. I have read it. I want to reread it. Everyone knows about it. And now that it's intensely popular, I want to read it again. And I was planning on showing all the books that I had, but it is in fact in the middle of a stack on my windowsill, and I'm not going to be bothered to get it out. So just know that I also really want to reread The Secret History this winter. Let's talk about Brideshead Revisited, the most nostalgic and reflective of Evelyn Waugh's novels. Brideshead Revisited looks back to the golden age before the Second World War. It tells the story of Charlie Ryder's infatuation with the Marchmains and the rapidly disappearing world of privilege they inhabit. Enchanted first by Sebastian at Oxford, then by his doomed Catholic family, in particular his remote sister Julia, Charles comes finally to recognise his spiritual and social distance from them. Much to think about. Can't wait. I love books set in or around university, because I'm desperate. I know I just said I'm on my gap year, and that clearly shows that I wanted to be on one, but I also have never been more eager to go somewhere in my life. It'll be so stressful, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be good at university at all, but I can't wait, because I can't wait for my inner nerd to finally unleash itself and to be in a whole new location in my own little silly room, you know. What more could I want? Still waiting on hearing where I'm actually going to go, because my old college hasn't sent off my application yet. That's fine, it's fine, I've literally got so long. But I can't wait to go to uni. I want to do comparative literature. It's going to be in the description, because I thought I'd write a silly little FAQ section, and in it tells you. Anyway, that's not the point. Point is, this should be a delightful read. Also, look how cute the little picture on the front is. That's so overexposed. Okay. And now it's probably not in focus. Oh my god, the life of a YouTuber. Wow. Hashtag authentic. Anyway. That's Brideshead Revisited. Foul-Bodied, on the other hand, is about the bright young things of 1920s Mayfair. I forgot to put my glasses on. Come back. The bright young things of 1920s Mayfair, with their paradoxical mix of innocence and sophistication, exercise their inventive minds and vile bodies in every kind of capricious escapade, whether it's promiscuity, dancing, cocktail parties, or sports cars. Again, it's giving Great Gatsby. Okay. A vivid assortment of characters, among them the struggling writer Adam Fenwick Sims, and the glamorous aristocratic Nina Blount, hunt fast and furiously for the ever greater sensations and the hedonistic fulfillment of their desires. Evelyn Waugh's acidly funny and experimental satire shows a new generation emerging in the years after the First World War, revealing the darkness and vulnerability beneath the glittering surface of the high life. I do love reading books about rich bitches. It's fascinating. They are a different breed. Especially when they're being observed by a narrator that isn't a rich bitch. Or is a wannabe. It slays. It slays the house down every single day. Anyway. Next book on my list is... Okay, this is one that I don't possess. I also have very particular... Like, some books I really want to read in physical form. Some books just give the vibes of ebooks, and I need to read them on my phone. Soon to be Kindle. I asked for a Kindle for Christmas, and I'm buzzing. It'll be wonders on my lovely interrating trip, because apparently the battery lasts 10,000 years. Delightful. Anyway, this is one of those books that, even though I love it to death, it's ebooks vibes. And usually people are like, oh, my favourite books I need to have in physical form. But some books are just ebook. You know? And when I say ebook, I mean EPUB that I've pirated online. Although the number one place where you can usually get those doesn't exist anymore. Which is devastating. But I'll survive. Anyway, that is Lair of Dreams by Libba, which is actually the second book in the series. It's the Diviner series. I don't know if it's called the Diviner series. The first book is called The Diviners. And I'll read you the blurb from that, because otherwise I'll spoil it. But I adored The Diviners. I think I read it at the beginning of last year, in winter, again, so perfect. And this is the second book, which I actually have started. I'm like 20% through, and for some reason have like fallen off the radar with it. Like, I haven't gotten like the urge to keep reading, not because it's bad, just because my brain is insane. But like, I still want to tell you about it because The Diviners was insane and amazing, and I love it. And again, 1920s, god damn it, Evelyn Waugh was onto something. Anyway, okay, so The Diviners, not the Lair of Dreams. But I want to read the Lair of Dreams. You want to read The Diviners. Something dark and evil has awakened. Evie O'Neill has been exiled from her boring old hometown and shipped off to the bustling streets of New York City, and she is positively ecstatic. It's 1926, and New York is filled with speakeasies, Ziegfeld girls, and rakish pickpockets. The only catch is that she has to live with her Uncle Will and his unhealthy obsession with the occult. The occult. Yes! Okay. Evie worries her uncle will discover her darkest secret, a supernatural power that has only brought her trouble so far. But when the police find a murdered girl branded with a cryptic symbol and Will is called to the scene, Evie realises her gift could help catch a serial killer. As Evie jumps headlong into a dance with the murderer, other stories unfold in the city that never sleeps. A young man named Memphis is caught between two worlds. A chorus girl named Theta is running from her past. A student named Jericho is hiding behind a shocking secret. And unknown to it all, something dark and evil has awakened. It slayed so hard. It's basically like a murder mystery mixed with supernatural and cults and 1920s New York. Like, delightful. It is young adult, but I think it might be an adult fantasy series actually, but it reads young adult, so it's very easy to read, but that doesn't negate any of its brilliance. Delightful. Like, the exact vibes I was looking for. And so I'm really excited to keep reading the next book. but when my mood catches up with it, when my mood catches up with my brain, with my heart, I'll be back. Just you wait. Just you wait. I will read The Lair of Dreams. I'm determined. Okay, next book, The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. This apparently is, I don't know what social media site, Pinterest, Tumblr, take your pick. Anyway, I swear it was all over there in terms of this one story, the title, The Yellow Paper. It's a collection of short stories. It's about a sad, depressed wife and her horrible husband. Need I say more? A woman and her husband run a summer home, but what should be a restful getaway turns into a suffocating psychological battle. This chilling account of postpartum depression and a husband's controlling behaviour in the guise of treatment will leave you breathless. Love a good psychological decline presented on paper, because same. So I'd love to read that. My friend got this for me for my birthday, very kindly. It was going to be the perfect book. I'm meant to be moving across the country with my mum, but it keeps falling through. But in my head, this was going to be the perfect book to read whilst I was there, because I'm moving away from all my friends and I was going to be like isolated, but in like a sleigh, winter, depressed, theoretically yellow wallpaper way. Although, don't romanticize depression, because it actually is awful. But also, if you can do something that helps make life a little easier, do it. So, romanticize it, but not too much. No, I'm saying, okay, great. Next book I want to tell you about is Upstream by Mary Oliver, which is a collection of essays, very like poetic, imagery centered essays. I've like started it, I'm that far through, but I haven't picked it up in like a month or two, so it's another one of my winter reads, and it's another one that I really wanted to read after I'd moved, but clearly that's not happening, so it'll have to wait. But let me tell you about it. Comprising a section of essays, Upstream finds beloved poet Mary Oliver reflecting on her astonishment and admiration for the natural world and the craft of writing. I still can't see. I did try and read the other ones without my glasses, as you would have noticed, but I can't. Let's continue. As she contemplates the pleasure of artistic labour, finding solace and safety within the woods, and the joyful and rhythmic beating of wings, Oliver intimately shares with her readers the quiet discoveries, boundless curiosity, and exuberance for the grandeur of our world. Like, that's so cute. I love people being so passionate about things, and I wouldn't say I'm like overly passionate about the natural world, but it's so nice to read about people who are, because I would love to be more passionate about the natural world, because it's the world we live in. It'll make you feel more like grounded. I'm such a hashtag YouTuber. My camera just died. No, it didn't. It just stopped recording. Anyway. Point is, this gives autumnal vibes and by proxy winter vibes. Just because it's getting colder, you're going to be huddled up. Again, something about the isolation that comes with this time of year. Not enforced, just like that natural sense of withdrawing. Because of the winter months, it's colder, you want to be snuggled up inside and not leaving. And again, like I said at the beginning, because of the hibernation of animals that this season is dedicated to, and plants, it's nice to kind of like fit yourself in amongst that and like find a little bit of joy within it. I don't know if I feel like joy is not the right word to use, but like contentment, being content within that state that is theoretically horrible. That's the vibe. That's the vibe we're going for. Okay. Final book that I really want to read. It's actually not. I'm a massive #liar. But I feel like I need to wrap this video up. Oh dear, I've got so many. Okay, I might just have to whiz through these. I don't own any of them. These are all going to be ebook babies as well, except from Our Share of Night by Mariana enríquez, which hopefully I'm getting for Christmas. It's like the most beautiful hardback I've ever seen. Okay, little just like brief summaries. Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda, if I'm remembering correctly, is a story of love and duty set in San Francisco's Chinatown during the Red Scare, where 17-year-old Lily Hugh can't remember exactly when the question took root, but the answer was in full bloom the moment she met Kathleen Walker, who, okay, I just read that wrong and I was about to make up the rest of it, and I basically it's a lesbian story, again set in 1920s New York, but also Chinatown, so we've got more diversity, which is great because the other books I mentioned about the 1920s, old white men, so big slay. However, The Diviners is notably quite good with diversity, so that's like another perk of that series. But like this is going to be so cute, and lesbians as main characters, heavily unrepresented in popular literature. We got the gays. What about the other gays, you know? I also really want to read All About Love by Bell Hooks. I need to read Bell Hooks in general. I also want to read, I think it's called The Will to Change, which is about like toxic masculinity. Delightful. This is All About Love. Kind of speaks for itself. It's her talking about radical new ways to think about love by showing its interconnections in our private and public lives. In 11 concise chapters, Hooks explains how our everyday notions of what it means to give and receive love often fail us, and how these ideals are established in early childhood. Literally everything I'm interested in a minute. I'm currently still in the pits about my breakup that happened like 3 months ago. And this is just like, it sounds like everything that I've been thinking about and trying to journal about. So, allegedly, it will be a delightful book to read, but also harrowing, and I will cry. But that's fine, because such is life. I have to remind myself that I'm literally only 19. Like, I'm a little baby in the grand scheme of things. I've got so much more to experience, and that's both exciting and terrifying. My mental health does not enjoy it, but we're still here, and we're still slaying. And we'll continue to slay. Anyway, that's All About Love. Letters to a Young Poet and House of Leaves by #miscellaneous authors, because I can't remember them right now. I can. One of them is called Marcus, and then the other one's surname is Rilke. You will never know. Just kidding, you will. It'll be in the description or whatever. Ugh, embarrassing. I'm doing this literally to get over cringe culture, which is disgusting. But here I am. I love books. Let's talk about books. I find so much solace in watching silly YouTube videos, and I want to partake in it. So here I am. But those two books I want to read as part of a celebrity book club video inspired by Carly and Jack Edwards, my bitches. So I won't tell you too much about those, because hopefully I'll be talking about them in another video. But I want to read those along with 3 other books that will also be part of that video, but they're not as winter vibesy, but like they also are. Anyway, Letters to a Young Poet and House of Leaves. And then the final book I want to read, that I actually didn't put in my little Notion page for this video, but is right next to me because I clearly accidentally got it off my shelf, and so true. Yes, I want to read this. It's Pale Fire by Vladimir Nabokov, who notably wrote Lolita, which I also really want to read, for the same reason as wanting to read Perfume. Just insane men. just insane people. But this is about an American poet. John Shade is dead. His last poem, Pale Fire, is put into a book, together with a preface, a lengthy commentary, and notes by Shade's editor, Charles Kinbote. Known on campus as the Great Beaver, Kinbote is haughty, inquisitive, intolerant, but he is also mad, bad, and even dangerous. As his wildly eccentric annotations slide into the personal and the fantastical, Kinbote reveals, perhaps, more than he should. Nabokov's darkly witty, richly inventive masterpiece is a suspenseful whodunit, a story of one-upmanship and dubious penmanship and a glorious literary conundrum. Delightful! What a great book to end the video with. It's such a cool concept. It's a story or a poem. I can't remember what it was, but its footnotes gradually get longer and longer and longer, and like eventually the editor takes over the book. And I just think that's such a cool concept. And I'm very excited to see how I will navigate that in my brain, in my silly little brain. But yeah, that's everything on my winter TBR for now. Again, subject to change because my mood is insane, as is everything else in this video. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some inspiration for your winter TBR, or if you've read any of the books, let me know how you felt about them. Even if I don't read them in the winter, they're still books I desperately want to read. That's why I own most of them. And I feel like I really enjoy them. I don't really read books that I don't enjoy because, one, I'll DNF them, or two, I won't buy them. So excited, and I'm excited to have them as part of the collection of my brain. Because I'm neurotic in the best way possible. Self-love. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.